Would y'all want me to stand or sit? I don't care.
You're good.
All right. I'll stand it. It's just easier. Okay, so we're talking about overcoming objections. And now, would everybody agree that Mary Kay is a skill? Would you agree that there's some skill to Mary Kay? It's a job. There's skill to it, right? Okay. So now, with any skill, would you agree that it might take practice to get better at that skill, right? Okay. So if you're going to get better at a skill, you got to do it a little bit. So if I was going to say, all right, I am going to practice using this really fun game because it's part of my job. Now, I personally think this is a ridiculous game. I do not see the purpose of this. You know, you slide this thing up and then you have to slide it down on this side. You know, I don't know what, this to me is not any fun at all. But for apparently, you know, come on over. No, go ahead. You're all good. So this game, you know, this is really fun though for kids. They love this. But to me, this is just not that exciting. So, you know, but the point of me doing this skill in this game is that I would get better at it. You know, and there might be a reward for me from doing really well at it. So, Mindy, would you like to practice this game? So you stand up here and practice your skill at this really awesome game. Okay? So, I don't know, really, there's all kind of tricks you can do with it and flip it around and all of this. See, look, she's probably better than me at this game. Yay. Thank you, Mindy. You are kidding. Look at this. She's already better than me at this game. I love that. Now, is that fun? Now, are you having fun?
Thrills and chills.
Yeah, okay. So she's enjoying the game. I personally think it's just completely ridiculous, right? I don't enjoy this game. But the purpose of it is, thank you, Molly. Round of applause for Mindy. Thank you for participating. Is that, you know, if there was a reason that I was doing it, if there was something I was trying to get out of it. Like, for example, I could hula hoop up here, and I might really enjoy that only because it would slim down my waistline. That would be fun for me. But the reward is what we're looking for.
So the motivation?
The motivation, exactly. Like, why are you doing it?
Right,
what are you doing, and why are you doing it? So that's when you're working on a skill in Mary Kay. You know, overcoming objections is a skill. Okay. Now, when I first joined Mary Kay, that word, overcoming objections, that sounded negative to me. I didn't like that word. It sounded like I was having to, you know, make somebody do something they didn't want to do. And that absolutely tweaked my brain out. And I was not open to even learning about that, because when I heard the word no, that totally shut me down. I thought no meant they didn't like me personally. I took it personally. I had no idea that it really has all to do about the other person and what their issue is. It has very little to do with you. But I took it very personally. And you're going to hear the word no. I mean, in your daily life, you will hear that word all the time. And when you really own the fact that it has nothing to do with you, it really is that person's issue. And sometimes people say no for a lot of reasons. They say no a lot of times. They don't, like I said, they don't know what they're saying no to. They're not certain. They're saying no because they're just overloaded at the moment. Kind of like if they've had a Thanksgiving dinner and they're stuffed to the gills and you offer them an amazing piece of pie, they're not going to eat it because they're stuffed to the gills. However, that next morning when they're ready to eat because they've had all night, they will be looking for the pie. So that's how Mary Kay is. It's like the pie, you know, that you get to offer, right? And so that's when you think of overcoming objections in that way, it makes it much easier, you know, for you. So, you know, I just want to wrap your head around why we have to do things and that it's a skill to learn. Okay, so we're going to practice learning that skill today. Okay, but I think it's important to know why you're doing something and what feeling and why you might not choose to want to overcome an objection. It is your job. Our job is to book appointments, show products, sell sets, rebook appointments, coach those appointments, recruit. That is what we do. That is your job as a beauty consultant. And in the process of that, you meet wonderful women. You help women. There's a lot of other amazing things that come with that. But the basis of the job is the same. That's what we do, right? So it's important to know that that's what you're doing, and this is one of the things you have to do in that. But you want to know why, if you are having issues in your brain of like, why don't I just read the stupid script like Michelle says to do? Why am I not just doing that? It's a simple thing. It may be that you are resistant to that, and there might be something in your own little brain that needs to be tweaked. And in mine it was, I felt like, oh gosh, I'm making them do something they don't want to do. Whenever I recognized, wait a second, this is a great business. This is a great product. Why wouldn't they want part of that? Why wouldn't they want to look better and younger? Why wouldn't they want to save time? You know, so you often have to think, what are you telling yourself before you start booking an appointment? If your brain is saying, oh, they're too busy, that I'll be bothering them, that's the wrong way of thinking. Your brain has to change that. Because when you recognize, if you think about you every morning, how does your Mary Kay make you feel? Doesn't it make you feel and look better? Don't you feel better about yourself? Doesn't your makeup look better? When your face is all on, you look and feel wonderful. Well, wouldn't you want that for everybody, right? So that's why it's important to put the right thinking in there. So that's what I wanted to have you think about before you work to overcome an objection. And I will tell you this too. Anytime you're doing a skill, like that little silly game that we were playing, obviously Mindy did it better than me, didn't she? She was way better, right? Maybe she's played this before, I don't know. No. Okay, great, but she naturally was better than me. Okay, so naturally, some things in your business are going to be easier for you than other things in your business are going to be. Okay, but you do get to practice and learn, and work on them, all right? So it's, and once you try it, it does become yours and you can make it your own. Mary Kay Ash always said, when people would say to her, Mary Kay, I don't like using those words on the script. They don't seem natural to me. They don't sound like me. I would never say it that way. And Mary Kay used to always say, they would say, they're not my words, Mary Kay. And she would say, yes, they are. I just gave them to you. And my thought is, if Mary Kay said that, this company is 50 years old, clearly she knows what she's talking about. She knows. So those words are meant to be used. And so that's why I wanted us to go over and practice those today. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pair up into like groups of twos. Okay, so everybody's going to get groups of twos or groups of threes, and I'll pair off, maybe Mandy and I'll do together, and we'll pair off in groups of twos. And we are going to practice overcoming booking objections. And then we're going to sit here, and one of you is going to be the customer, and one of you is going to be the beauty consultant. And you're going to practice saying those words that might sound and feel foreign, okay? And then you're going to switch and do it with the other person. And of course, all this information is on my website, but I did print some, okay? So that's why I wanted you to see that if you're not, that it really is such an easy step-by-step business. This is how I make $1 gazillion. I just read the information. But if I'm not open to reading it, there's probably a reason why it's something in my brain that I'm not open to doing, okay? So, all right, so I think we can turn off for a little bit. Great. So.